Asta has to save that little girl known as Fana, and well, that's a little bit harder to do exactly with Fana when she wants to kill you, and alongside with Mars. So definitely that was something this week. So now the entirety of can we just beat up one of the strongest people in the Eye of the Midnight Sun has now fully changed to can we survive this bitch and actually try and break her free, because that's something to deal with right now. And from what it seems to be as well is that they've actually defeated the guy, like the enemy that they was in with last time. Like I think his name was like Ladros. Like he was like, oh, Ladros was finally defeated. It's just like he literally got knocked the fuck out by Asta, and Asta wasn't even paying attention to this bitch. This is how much of the scroll. He was even like, what happened? I have no clue. And he's like, well, you just beat an enemy. And he's like, oh, alright, that don't matter. Let's just focus on the bitch that's trying to set the entire forest on fire and alongside trying to take our lives. Although Mars pretty much intervenes and he's like, yeah, you're Asta, right? Look, I'm not your enemy, trust me. And he's just like, yeah, you look like you want to kill me, motherfucker, right now. And he's saying like, oh, bye, yeah, I'm sure, sure, you little fucker, my name's Mars, and we're going to take care of this monster right now. And the one thing that we've been wanting to see for a while now, especially when they were like, oh god, you know, Fana was first revealed, it was like Mars and Fana finally encountering one another, and they're like, oh my god, that's you, Fana? Like, you're finally here. And it's just like, you're seeing like this flashback and a little bit more of an understanding with Mars's backstory, especially, which was one of the things I remember like complaining about, like when we saw Mars and a bunch of the characters at the start. I was like, we knew nothing about them. They were just villains, and it's like, I think for a while, like, you know, Yuki, like, Tabata, like, the guy who creates, like, Black Clover was like, I don't want to give these guys mainly, like, a backstory, because who knows, I'm probably going to get cancelled anyway, like my last series, so fuck it. Like, honestly, wouldn't be surprised if they did that, even if there was any other kind of situation coming out there. And turns out, like, with the update that we kind of got, like, on this whole backstory when you saw that Thana was there, apparently we don't know the full story about that, since we're only hearing it from, like, his side of the perspective. But he saw, I remember saying like she died, and it's like, you know, at that point there was like this evil like scientist guy and all that. He was apparently like brainwashed by this magic scholar named Morris, and that his body was completely reconstructed alongside with like having her power implanted. And one of the things that was interesting was especially the next panel, and I'm gonna actually read it off to you because boy, it says something in my mind. Once that happened, in order to atone for what happened to Fana and everything that I'd done, once I regained my memory, I began trying to find and save like lies behind the scenes of these inhumane missions. Morris controls the Kingdom of Diamond now from the shadows. It's not the kingdom that Fana once loved, but that's not what's important right now. So if anything, that kind of says to me like there's a story that he wants to say, or that's a setup for another arc, where it's like this guy really is really like this Morris guy is pretty much the ruler of like the Diamond Kingdom for the meantime and all that. But it's like, you know, they got a false king and he's the one that's pretty much manipulating everything. And also as well, where it's like saying like I began trying to save lives behind the scenes of these inhumane missions, and it's like, oh, that ain't important right now. It actually might say something where it's like, hey, Mars is an extremely popular character. If I remember, that was like one of the things I was seeing like from like what like actual like, you know, Japanese like flavor fans have like kind of said, is that one of their favorite characters is like, along the side with Asta, is that they really both like Mars and Yuna. They kind of like these like, you know, silent badass types and all that. That's kind of something that they've been liking, and it's like that maybe might say that this is the reason why Mars is now back on the screen, where it's like we need more Mars. Apparently Mars is really cool, they want more of them, and if anything, that might be a factor. It's like if Black Clover does really well, which a lot of series sometimes get like a spin-off manga or something, an addition, that might even say like, hey, maybe we might get some Mars like stuff like behind the scenes, seeing like what happened after, like, you know, he got beaten by Asta. We might actually see him in the Diamond Kingdom trying to like fix things. That might be something. But it's like, he's like, oh, I have no idea why like Fana is alive though, but I've got to save her. And it's just like, please, like, you know, I need to see, like, it's me, Fana, don't you see, recognize me? And apparently the eye that's on her head is completely manipulating her. Like, she can't think rationally at all from this. And even like when we saw, you know, like in the other guy, he was like, what the fuck you mean that's Fana and all that? It's like, I thought she died after, you know, Morris's experiments and stuff like that. But it's like, no, clearly, and that might explain why she's so goddamn powerful as well, because she's had this alteration and all that. And it's like, maybe that one of the body modifications that she had maybe was that like demon eye. Like, Like maybe like Morris is part of like, you know, the Midnight Sun as well. Like that there's like a bunch of like possibilities. Like this Morris guy seems to be very explored in a bunch of experimentations. Who knows? Does he have like a hand in the Midnight Sun at the moment? We don't know. But if anything, after this witch arc, we could possibly go to the Diamond Kingdom and actually find out about this guy and a lot more what he has to see in the future. But she was now about to do like the whole self-destruct like technique that we kind of saw with Vito, and they've got to say this, like you both saw like Mars just took like a massive blow trying to protect everyone. The same thing with like Asta as well, saying, you know, like I'm the one that killed her, but yeah, I'm gonna try and say that like I need to do it this time. And it's just like, and it, like even with one of the things like where Asta was like, are you sure, you know, that's the enemy right now, you want to die and shit like that? And she's like, no, that's my precious childhood friend there. And Asta was like, okay, I kind of understand where you're coming from now. If that's true, you definitely don't have any business like dying here. You've got to live, man, so you can bring her back to her senses. Come on, we're gonna work together. And that was kind of cool, like right there. It's like, you know, even especially his master was kind of like really proud of him, looking at his thing, like he's seeing two of his like previous like pupils like working together, and he's just like, let's do this and all that. And it's like, I'm not gonna let you die, I'm gonna protect you. And I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool, like especially with him like that, really showcasing him. And definitely if anything, it was like this, let's showcase like one of the strongest guys, like, you know, what we've seen of Mars. Mars is a pretty goddamn strong character, and let's see how he and Asta are going to team up together and actually take care of this situation. Overall, it was a pretty solid chapter. I actually did enjoy this one. Like, definitely, like, I will say, like, it wasn't like, whoa, amazing like that, but it's like something we want to see for a while now. And the most interesting stuff was actually finding about this guy, like, who's apparently the leader of the Diamond Kingdom, and whether or not what's his full iteration, like how does he actually get his hands on like this weird body experiment shit, alongside was he the one that actually implemented the giant demon eye alongside Fana's body, what's going on with him, Morrison, like we need to know a little bit about him. And like if the possibility is that like the future of Black Clover is like, this is the next arc, maybe. Like, after this witch arc, we're going to be having this. So, we'll have to wait and see. But I think, if anything, what this is going to do, like, now that we're going to try and save Flana, I think it kind of entirely shows that we are getting close to wrapping up this arc. We got that one diamond dude wiped out already. That was supposed to be, like, a big setup for, like, one of these villains. I think it's safe to say that that's what we're going to be doing. And we clearly saw a bunch more of, like, the Diamond Kingdom, like guys there, out there. So, I think that's what's going to be happening. And that maybe, as well, that Mars is probably going to join the team for a while. And he's actually going to guide them to the Diamond Kingdom's like, yeah, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to show you around. Let's try and change this shit. Make sure none of this shit ever happens again. But overall, solid chapter. Did enjoy it. Not super amazing, but definitely really did have a fun time reading this one. Especially, definitely looking forward to Asta and Mars going against Fana in the next couple of chapters of Black Clover. That is all from me, though, everyone. So thank you much for watching as always. And remember, if you love Black Clover as much as I do, you know where to hit that like and that subscribe and all that good shit. That's all from me. Thank you as always. And I'll see you guys, though, next time.